Hi Garage Squad, I'm Amy.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Sam, and we'd like to nominate our father, Jay Johnston, for his pet project, this 1957 Chrysler 300 C Convertible.
So our dad is the patriarch of our great big family. Altogether, there's 8 grandchildren. All 8 grandchildren actually can fit in the car at one time. We tried that out today. My dad has been working on this project for many years. Our grandfather was the original owner of this car. It's definitely a family heirloom. Our aunt took this car to her wedding. Sam took this car to his prom. So it's a very important car, a very important part of our family history. But now we really need help getting it restored the way that it's meant to be.
This was my father's project for his retirement. He retired last year. Unfortunately, just last month, he was diagnosed with cancer. He has just started his chemo treatments, and that will probably last a few months, and then he will be having some surgery. He's at a place now where he would like some help, and it would be a huge motivation for him to have to look forward to have Garage Squad come out and help him restore his car.
So thank you, Garage Squad. We really need your help. He really needs you. Look forward to making this happen.
Hello, Garage Squad. Well, here's my stalled project. It's a 1957 Chrysler 300C convertible that my father bought new right here in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, from a dealer who was his best friend, and my brother's even named after him, my dad's friend. I started to, well, the car is it's a 392 Hemi, 375 horsepower, dual quads. I can tell you what progress I have made so far. I have photo documented absolutely everything I've taken off, so I have hundreds and hundreds of photographs. I have the engine torn down this far. The next thing is to pull the heads. I would like to have the heads, you can see they're pretty gunky. I'd like to have them have hardened valve seats put in so we can run the car on unleaded gas. I'd like to put electronic ignition in. I drove this car the day I tore it apart, so it ran fine. I think the bottom end's okay, although my plan was to pull it and rebuild the whole engine. The 3-speed torque flight transmission only has 2 gears. It leaks, so it needs a rebuild. I have a source to have that done as well. The car needs to have new gas tank put in, or this one cleaned out, new fuel lines run. If you walk over here, you can see the carburetors have been professionally rebuilt, ready to go back on. And I can show you in a minute all the parts that are upstairs in the garage that I have restored. Every part that's been taken off has been restored. Every nut and bolt has been bagged and tagged and cleaned. So nothing is missing. The car was in an accident sometime, I think back in the 1970s. My father had an accident with it, and the repair was done extremely poorly. It has me a little bit worried. I see some things in here that I don't like some extra body spacers that shouldn't be here, and some spacers down in the frame. I cannot see any bends in the frame, but if it turns out that it is bent, I have a friend just 2 miles from here who has a frame machine. I did all the brakes at the wheels. I've replaced all the bushings at the wheels. The handling is still diabolical on this car, so I think that maybe the steering box needs to be rebuilt or something in there. It also doesn't help that I've been driving it on 45-year-old bias ply tires, so maybe just the change in tires alone will make it handle a good bit better. Just about everything works inside except the radio. My original plan was to replace this interior. There was a guy named Gary Goers who made the upholstery for these cars that was better than the original. However, I have since decided that I like the patina, and I would like to have, I mean, there's one tear in the fabric right here in the leather. Other than that, some of the seams need to be restitched. I've been trying to plump the leather back up. The padding in the seats is gone, so they need to be restuffed. And also the dash pad has slipped, it's pulling down. I've been trying to soften it to be able to push it back into place, but if that fails, there is a company that makes one-piece solid dash pads for the car. Everything else in there works. The interior is actually beautiful. The top itself, this is not the original top, but as you can see, it doesn't really keep the rain out very well right now. So it does need to have a new top. And also, when this car was wrecked and they repainted it, some of the things were just poorly done. You can see the trunk, look at this, so sprung when I put it back on. To open it, you actually have to push it down over here and then push the button down here to get it open. The bumper I can see is a little bit off center. The exhaust, well, it works. The two tips don't come out at the same place. My goal was to put this car back together and make it as original as I can. There were 484 of these cars built. 10 of those were for export. There were only 31 built with factory air conditioning. This is one of those 31. So it's a pretty valuable, pretty rare car. My understanding is there's about 121 of them that still exist in the world. All right, these are some of the parts that I've taken off the car. You can see they have all been restored, ready to go. The generator's here. I have new brushes for it. I haven't put them in yet. This is the grill for the car, which I have spent over 40 hours reconditioning. It's ready to go back on. Parts for the car that have been reconditioned. The valve covers and the air cleaners actually were sandblasted and powder coated. So you can see that's as far as I've gotten, and it's been sitting here like this for about 4 years now. I need help.
Help us, Garage Squad!